Okay. So React hooks are the new feature introduced in React 16.8, right? Okay, now we are going to understand these what are hooks and what are these class components, uh, like with a real-time example. Okay, we'll just see that example. Okay, just a second. You got that one. Okay, let us imagine there is a chef. Okay, uh, you- you guys imagine like this. So you guys are chefs in a restaurant or somewhere. So your kitchen is like your React app. Okay, your kitchen is like your React app. Before hooks, you had to use uh, like uh, uh, you are a chef. You have to your kitchen is like React app, right? So you want to cook some kind of dish. Okay, to cook that dish, you need a recipe book, right? Okay, recipe book, right? So what this recipe book contains, so step by step process, right? Each and every step by process, you have to follow that process, then only you can cook that food, right? So that recipe book is nothing but class components. Okay, that recipe book is nothing but class components. Why? Because these class components are we have to implement a code step by step. Okay, inside here we have to implement a step-by-step code to use features like state and lifecycle methods. So these class components are like recipe book. So to prepare each dish, like if you want to prepare a dish, we need some kind of components, right? Okay, to prepare the dish, we need I mean ingredients. All those things are components. Okay, so it is going to if you want to cook, right, what is going to happen, you have to follow the steps and you have to gather the ingredients and we have to add those ingredients step by step, right, to that cooking. So these class components are like that. We have to follow a certain rules and regulations. But coming to these hooks, so it's like we got some kind of magical thing. Okay, we got some magical thing. So what we will be doing is here, uh, uh, rather than following any kind of recipe book, these things are like Mm. So if you want to make a powder of some masala, so what we will be doing, we will be grinding with the help of mix, and after that we will be adding whole masala into it rather than adding one after like in the recipe book. What we are doing is in, here we are mixing all the ingredients, making a powder of it. Then we are going to use that. So it became one thing, right? No, these ingredients gathering and all step by step uh, putting into our following our step by step process in recipe book. So here it got cancelled. Okay, so this is one kind of way of preparing that recipe, right? After that, we are having all the ingredients. Then the final we get it is ready, right? So to get the final recipe like this in the shortcut form, what we are doing is we are using these hooks. Okay, that is how we use. That is the difference between class components and React hooks. Yeah, class components are need to follow a certain steps to achieve our goal. But coming to this React, these React hooks, these set steps can all these steps can be skipped. Why? Because they are all built in inside our React hooks. That is the difference between class components and React components. So next. So this is about all React hooks like looking like our real-time example to understand. Next, we will be seeing there are 10, 15 hooks around, okay, in React, but we are going to use only around the three hooks. Okay, mainly we will be using three hooks. One is use state, another one is use effect hook, and another one is use ref hook. These three are very important. You guys need to learn all these things. Okay, so let us understand what is this use state hook does. So the use state hook is a fundamental tool in React for managing state within functional components. So the we have written some kind of function. Okay, we have written some kind of function. So what we will be doing is if you want to change the uh, I will be explaining in different way. Like Uh, so let us take a container. Okay, let us take a container, or else take a magical box. Okay, example as magical box. Our state is use state is a magical box. So initially we are putting some kind of thing. Okay, we are putting some kind of thing inside. So when we have put something inside. Okay, this is somewhat confusing for you guys to explain. So what I will be doing is. Like okay, we will be going generally. So there is a container. Okay, there is a container. In that you are putting some. Initially there is something. Okay, in that container initially there is something inside that. So we want to change whatever the inside that container. So we have to change with something, right? Okay, so we need to remove that one and we have to put it that thing, right? So here the container is use state. Okay, in that use state, what we are doing is we are passing data. So initially the data, let us assume initially the data is empty. So we are passing uh, as soon as for the second time we are changing its value, right? We are passing different value. So this is how use state works. So in the use state is like a container. So in that we are passing variable values. It's going to change every time. So that is the purpose of state. As you guys can see, the values are changing means the state is also changing, right? The use state, whatever the value is changing, that means it is also changing that state. Okay, that is the use state. Okay. Coming to this syntax, so we will be writing like this const. So we will be opening and we will be writing an square brackets. Okay, we will be writing square brackets. Inside that, we will be passing two variables. One is state variable, and another one is set state function. Okay, another one is a set state function is equal to user state initial value. So initial value is we are going to pass inside here. Okay, this is React hook. Okay, so the use state hook. So after that, we are writing this brackets. Inside this brackets, we will be writing initial value. The initial value may be number, string, or it may be array or object. It may be anything. Okay. So let us understand what is this state variable. What is this set state function? Okay. So coming to this state variable, the current value of the state. Okay. The current value of the state. Like if now use state is having a initial value, right? So the current value of the state is initial value. Like if here it is one, so the current value of the state is one. Okay, after that we want to update the value. Okay, we don't want to use initial value. We want to change it to some other kind of value. So what we will be doing with the help of this set the state function, we are going to update that value. So value is updating, right? So it is changing its state. So that is why it is called as use state, and the state concept is also it is here. Okay, state concept is also here. That is how what is state you guys understood, I think. Okay, next uh, this thing I have explained. Okay, so like a set state function is this triggers a render. There's no need of going to technical. I will be showing one example to make you guys understand. Okay. real estate app. Okay, this is one. This one is right. So in our new React app, so yesterday we have learned about this uh, components and uh, that what is the thing props, right? So now we will be understanding this one. Okay, we will be using use state how to change the state of the value and how do we use that thing. Okay, let us insert the components. Let us create a new file. Okay, that file name would be counter. Okay, counter. Counter is you guys will get once we're done with that. Okay, so I'm going to create one arrow function const. So this is counter, right? Counter is equal to close brackets next. Okay, so I'm going to write return and brackets open close. So here I'm going to pass a value called return. Sorry, it should be not return. So I'm going to write h1. Inside that I'm going to write counter component. Counter component. Counter component. To you. Okay, done. So here we have created this component and we have to export it. It's mandatory, okay, to use in other components. Export default counter done. Okay, let's save this file and now we will be going to inside. So I have created this counter.js inside components. Then now I am going to use it here. So what I will be doing is yesterday we have written some code, right? So I am going to comment all that code. I mean those three cars only. After that, what I will be doing is I am going to add a new one. Okay, first we will be importing. Okay, importing that one. Import uh, counter from dot slash components. After that slash counter. Okay, we have to select on counter. Then it's done. Now we have to use that component. Select open anchor bracket counter and slash close anchor bracket. Let's save this file and let us run this one. Okay, run this project here npm artist. Okay, here there is some problem, I think. Okay, so inside new app, real estate app. Okay, we are doing inside real estate app this one. So I'll be removing this one. Okay. Next I'm going to type cd and I'm writing real estate app. Actually, this thing should be open here. Open in terminal, integrated terminal. Can also open like this. No, what I will be doing is npm start. Why? Because we are using this npm start outside of React environment. Okay, real estate app. Inside this real estate app folder, we have React ecosystem, right? So, but what we are trying to do before we are trying to access it here. So that is why it is throwing error. If you guys get any kind this kind of error, you need to first check, okay, whether I am inside our React ecosystem folder or not. Okay, next npm start. So here we got output as counter component. Okay, it's working. So let us go to our VS Code and we will be implementing our code. Okay, counter. So we will start writing code here. So what I will be doing is we are going to implement like if you press on a button, as you guys can see in Amazon or Zomato, you guys get one option right to quantity, okay, quantity, and you get plus or minus, right? In the similar way, we are going to create here, but we will be doing only for plus, okay. So we are implementing something like that. Okay, what we'll be doing is here I will be writing first. I will be creating one variable const. Okay, const. I am creating what I am creating state. Okay, here I am creating state. So first I will be writing count. Okay, after that I am going to write set count. It is very important. You have to write set compulsory. Okay, you have to write set compulsory for the second argument. Okay, after that you have to press is equal to user state. So user state initial value will be zero. Okay, we are putting initial value as zero. So we have created use state hook. Okay, use state hook we have created. Now we are going to create. So we have to use that one, right? So we will be creating that here. Okay, so what I will be doing is you click count. So we are using this count here. Okay, we are using this count here. We are using this count here. You click to count times. So what we'll be doing is we are counting how many number of times we clicked on that one. Okay, we are going to count that one. So we'll be using button for that purpose. Okay, so with the help of this button, we will be writing right click me. So I created the button. So why we get this error is because we have there should be one element. Okay, there should be one parent element. One parent element inside that parent element we have to write all these things. Okay, so otherwise it's going to throw an error. You guys remember this thing. We have to create one parent. I mean, most of the times it will be div only. We have to write one div. Inside that, we have to write a list of the HTML code, whatever we want to write. So here we have created one button. So this button has one property, right? What is that? On click. So on click property, right? So that is why we are using button. So normally other things are not having, right? So H1 or H2 or paragraph, these things won't be having this on click. So that's why we are using button. In this button, I am going to create a one function. So this is how we use on click. On click is equal to forward brackets. Okay, inside that we are going to create one arrow function. Okay, open close. After that is equal to, and we will be writing something like this. Okay, set count, set count, and in this bracket we are going to pass this one count plus one. So here what we are doing is we are creating one function here. Okay, or else I will be creating one function here. So guys, you can const increase increase count. I am creating one function here. Okay, increase count. After that, okay, inside that I am returning this one. Return set. Okay, set count of one. So what I will be doing is I will be removing this function here. Okay, you guys may get confused. That's why I am removing this. So here, what I have done is I have created one function increase count. Okay, increase count. I have created one function. After that, what I have done, I am returning this value. Okay, set count. So in the set count, what we are having, okay, we are adding uh, some value to previous count. So we are adding always one to previous count. If the previous count value is zero, now we are adding that zero with one. Okay, then we will get one, right? So after that, it's going to update its value to one. So now count value is equal to one. So after that, Again, if we are adding, now the value of count is 1, right? What it will become 1 plus 1 is going to become 2, right? So now the value, what is the value of the count? 2. So this thing works like that. So here what we will be doing is we are going to call that function here, increase count. Increase count. Let us save this one and do some. Let's see the output. So what I will be doing is here you guys can see initial value is 0. So if I click on here, it has become 1, right? So again, if I click again, so it is increasing by 1. So what is happening? I explained you before, right? So it is that's what is happening here. If I refresh this page, all these whatever the state is there is going to get cleared. Okay. So coming to here, generally it is a concept similar to the flow, like what is that one? Mm, for loop is there now. So that's similar to that concept only we are using, but with the help of these hooks, we are updating DOM elements. We are changing the state of the elements, like initial state of the that thing is 0. After that, we are changing its state to 1. After that, we are changing state to 2, like that, right? So this is how we are using this uh, use state. Okay, use state hook. So you guys need to understand one thing. Okay, this is the value. Okay, this is giving going to give output, right? This one is going to give up output. So this set count, in this we are updating the value. So we are updating the new value. So here what is happening, right? In this set count, we are, if you want to pass new value, here we are updating it, right? So if I want to remove this one, I want to pass this one. Okay, string. Okay, let us save. So if I click on button, it's going to change its state. So what it has become, it become string. So you need to understand here, okay, that concept. So what is it's doing? It's updating the value of count. Okay, it's simply updating the value of count. Yeah. So this is how we use state. After that, let us go to another hook. Uh, Another hook is like it is use effect hook. So this use effect hook, what is this use effect hook is? It allows us to perform side effects in the functional component. Side effects are the actions that can be directly expressed in the component's render output, such as data fetching, subscriptions, or manual DOM manipulation. So you guys get confused, okay? I know that one. What is this use effect? I will simply explain you one thing. So there is a classroom in your college. Okay, there is okay, no, not in your college. Leave that. There is some college. Okay, in USA. Inside that we have one classroom, right? There will be inside colleges. It is normal to have classrooms. So there is one facility for this for those classrooms. Okay, when we open the door, inside what there will be lights inside the room, right? So when we open the door, the lights are going to get on. Okay. So what is happening? This if we are opening, the lights are turning on, right? So you need to understand here. That is a side effect of opening the door, right? So in the similar way, when we click something like here I am going to access some web page like Instagram. So it is like door. Okay. So it is like door. When I click on it, okay, this is Instagram, right? So when I click on it, so it is something is happening, right? So here something is happening. We are seeing the screen, right? So this is what I am trying to say. Okay. It is showing the side effects. Once again, I will refresh this part. So this, I think you guys observed here. Before this one, uh, I mean this Instagram, this login form came. So there is some light thing is happening, right? Okay. So what is happening here is with the help of this use effect only, when it reaches when you are in this URL, when you are in this URL. So this use effect is performing this thing. Okay, this use effect is performing this thing. Okay, this action you guys can see once again. So this it is at initial it is very small, and after that it becomes like that. So with the help of use effect only we are doing this thing. Initially it was empty actually. It was initially empty. After that, what use effect has done, right? So it rendered this thing onto the screen. Like these are the side effects of the uh, things. So that is the definition of the use effect. I hope you guys understand about use effect. So simply this it is somewhat confusing here. So I will be explaining the code only. So let us close this one, or else. So with the help of some data we will be doing, okay? With the help of some data, like uh, so I will be doing one thing here. So in the app.js, there is this counter, right? There is this counter. I will be saving. I will be saving. So now we have output. So you guys listen carefully. I will be refreshing this one. Okay, this is working on it. So let us understand this use effect. So in the app.js, I am implementing this what a use effect. Okay, so how do we write use effect is use effect, use effect. Okay, okay, use effect. We have to write to brackets. After that, we have to create one arrow function. Okay, inside the arrow function, we have to write return. It's up to us. We have to write arrow function or not. Okay, sorry, we have done something wrong here. So inside these brackets, we have to create another set of brackets. After that, we have to pass this thing. Okay, we have to pass this thing. Next. So we are getting this error, right? Why we are getting this error? So we haven't import this use effect. Okay, we have to import this one. Okay, at the top you guys can see we haven't imported use effect. We have to import this use effect compulsory to use. In the similar way, the counter component also, when we use this use state, okay, use state, we have imported this one. Okay, you need to import it this one. Otherwise, we will be getting error. For that, we will be using this use effect. Okay, I'm writing the square brackets. I will be explaining what is the square bracket. Right. So here what I will be doing is uh, I am going to render this component. Okay. I am going to render this component here. When the use effect comes, okay, I am going to render this component. Yeah, the card. Yeah, I am going to save this one. Eh, let's come here, refresh. Okay, so nothing is happening. That is the reason. Okay. So what we'll be doing, we will be creating one state here, like const uh, uh, display card, comma set display card. Okay, use state. We have to import this use state. So initially it is false. Okay, initially it is false. After that, set display card to this. We will be passing this one. I don't know whether it works or not. I am also experimenting right now. So let us see this thing. It works or not. So we will be creating one div element here. Inside this div element, we will be passing the display card and we will be saving. Okay, it's working. Very good. Okay, done. It's working. Okay. The problem here is we have to copy this one. You guys also do something like this, experiments, all these things. Okay. Let us save this file. Or simply I am changing the state of the variable to card. Okay, here it is Boolean. Here it is Boolean. We are changing that to card. Okay, let us save and see the output. So here got right. So when I refresh it, so something is happening on the screen, right? Okay, it's not showing. So what I will be doing is I am going to put something here. Okay, like uh, here it is becoming somewhat complicated. Okay, so I'll be adding one button, or else I have to do here is okay. So I'm going to create a button. It is simply doing that thing, right? So let us implement this one also here. This one. I am implementing this counter one here also. I want to show one thing here. So for that reason, I am right. So what I will be doing is sorry, copy this one and paste inside app.js. Okay, I am pasting after this display card. Okay, this increase count. Okay, after this, here I am going to add one button. So I am doing this thing so that you guys can understand here one thing. Okay, but this is not the thing that you have to do this thing. So instead of using this card, so you have to copy this one, copy, paste it here. After that, what I will be doing is I am going to comment this counter. I will be saving here. So here what I have done is here we are going to see this card one, right? We are going to see card, and this one is for counter. This one is for counter. So here what we will be doing is we are simply a what I want to do is uh, if the count becomes true, like when we increase the count, it is increasing the value, right? If the count is true, I want to show this one. Okay, if the count is true, I want to show this one. Till then, I don't want to show. Okay, let us do that thing. So if uh, enter count is equal to 2, then only. So here what I am doing is count. Yeah, here I am going to pass this count, or first we will be doing without it. So here if count is equal to 2, then only display, I mean, then only this thing has to work, right? Otherwise, it should not be working. Let us save this file. Let us refresh. Okay, so I am clicking here, I am clicking. So nothing is happening, right? It's not working. Why? Why? Because here we haven't passed that variable count. So here we haven't passed that variable. So this one is very important. Based on this only, it's going to display whether to display this thing or not. Let's save this file. coming here. So let us refresh it. After that, if I click one, so it haven't showed up. When I click two, it's came into the picture, right? So here what is happening, when I clicked on this, it is a side effect, okay? It is a side effect of the this web page. Okay, this when I clicking on this thing, this thing is happening. If I click on one more thing, nothing is happening. So this is how use effect works. So it is somewhat related to screen. Okay, it is somewhat related to screen. Actually, we don't use this thing like this. We are going to use that one for calling APIs. Okay, we are going to fetch APIs data, all those things from using this use effect only. So I think you guys understood. So here the code is somewhat messy. Yeah. Oh, okay, someone is asking this file. Okay. So why? Because I have to do all these things. I have to create a React project. Once again, or else I will be sharing the folder. Okay, you guys can do that thing. I won't be pushing this to Git. I will be sharing in the inside there. Okay. So I think you guys getting understand, or else I will be removing this thing. So I will be removing this one. So here I am writing card. Here it is counter. So this card will be displayed in relation to this counter. If this counter value becomes true, then only we are going to see that. Okay, then only we are going to see this one. So what it is doing, the counter is uh, somewhat associated with this use effect. Okay, like I have given one example at the start, right? When we opening the door, that is somewhat after opening the door, the side effect is that there is lights are turning on in the room. Okay, in the similar way, this use effect is associated with some kind of things. Okay, some kind of components, other components like this. So we have user counter, right? But it is also like this. Okay, if we don't pass anything, okay, if it is empty, if we remove all these things, so initially it's going to render, it's going to initially work. Okay, it's going to work initially. If it is empty, it's going to start working initially. Why? Because now it is not associated with this button, right? This is not affecting this one. So what it is affecting right now? It is affecting the loading of the page. Okay, we are inside localhost 3000, right? So whenever we are on this page, it's automatically it's going to do it process. Okay, that is the main beauty of this use effect. That is the reason this these use state and use effect things are very complicated. So as you guys practice, it's going to be easy for you. Okay. So we will end class here. If I say this use hook, you guys may get confused. Why? Because it is very rare cases we will be using this use ref. So when we are doing in the project, I will be explaining. Okay, no need to worry about this use effect hook. So tomorrow we will be doing one uh, use effect hook. Like so after that, what I will be sorry, not use effect hook, that APIs. Okay, we'll be doing APIs. I will be showing what we will be doing project. Okay, somewhat.